Have you ever felt like you're right on the edge of something massive, a breakthrough, and then something in you hesitates? Like there's a version of you that's ready to go all in, but another part of you is holding back. You move forward, but not fully. You pray for something, but you're still bracing a little bit for disappointment. If so, this video is for you. You're maybe taking action, but you hesitate just enough to stay safe, just enough to stay comfortable. Just you hesitate just to the edge of where your belief in your faith is, trying to protect yourself from failure, from looking a certain way in front of people, from putting your heart into something that might not work. So because of this, you're really just half stepping. You're giving just enough to feel like you tried, but not enough to get the full result. And the crazy thing is, maybe you didn't even realize that you were doing this until now. You think that you're showing up. You think that you're putting in the work. But deep down, you know that you're holding back a little bit. Deep down, you know that you're not all the way in. And because of that, you're getting partial results. You keep seeing like glimpses into the future, glimpses of that success. You get a taste of it, but you don't get the full breakthrough. And you keep wondering, why does it feel like I'm right there, but I'm not fully there? And maybe the real question isn't, why isn't this working? Maybe the real question isn't, why hasn't this happened yet? Maybe the real question is, what if I'm the one who's holding back? What if the breakthrough isn't about waiting on God, but how about how you're showing up for what He's already given you? What if the door is already open, but the way that you're walking through it is what's limiting what could happen next? What if the door has been opened and you're just tiptoeing through? There's a story in scripture that I was reading this morning, and it talks about this exact thing. And it was a word for me, it was a message for me. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. We got to talk about this one today. And whether you read the Bible or not, that's the story still lands. So here's the thing. There was a king, and it's not about a king who stopped too soon necessarily, but it's about a king who hesitated where he should have gone all in. And because of that, he lost victories that should have been his, that were like already secured. So there was a king, long story short, and his people were at war. And so he went to a prophet at the time who had been known to perform miracles, who was a man of God. And his name was Elisha. And Elisha told him, take a bow, shoot an arrow out the window. And so the king did this, right? He listened. And Elisha said, that's the arrow of victory. You are going to win this battle. So we have the opportunity. We have the promise. We have the vision. We have the victory. We have the confirmation. Now watch what happens next. Elisha told him something else. Okay. He said, now take the rest of the arrows and strike the ground. So what did the king do? He struck the ground, tapped the ground 3 times with the arrows, and then he stopped. Then Elisha got mad. He got big mad. He got angry. He said, why did you stop? If you had struck the ground 5 or 6 times, you would have completely destroyed your enemy. But now you'll win a few battles and then you'll lose. This is because he hesitated. This is because he wasn't bold. He wasn't unapologetic. Elisha saw the hesitation. He saw the reservation. Even with the blessing, even with the promise, he was holding back. And this would cost that king his kingdom. Like, let me break it down one more time. I don't want you to miss this. I don't even want to miss this for me. The king had already been given his promise of victory. God had already opened the door to victory. But instead of walking through that door with full faith, he hesitated. He moved with caution. He held back. He did just enough to feel like he was following instructions, but not enough to fully claim what was his. And because of that, he only got partial results. Not because God didn't want to bless him, not because God, was holding anything back from him, not because he wasn't capable, but because of how he showed up. Because of how he showed up. So, how are you showing up? I had to ask myself this morning. How am I showing up? Am I showing up in full faith? Or am I hesitating? And I have to ask you, where are you holding back in your own life? Where are you holding back from the promise that was given? Where are you praying for something, but not moving like it's already yours? Where are you starting something, but keeping one foot out the door just in case? Where are you showing up, but you're not putting your full weight into it? And I want to ask you, what if God has already opened the door, but the way that you're walking through it is what's limiting your results? Really think about this. What if God already opened the door, but the way that you're walking through it is what's limiting your results? I've been coaching a lot of people over the years, and I don't think that people miss their breakthrough because they're not chosen necessarily. And I don't think people, miss getting that full result because they weren't good enough. I think they miss it because they hesitate where they should have moved more boldly. They stopped at 3 strikes when they could have kept going with full confidence. They approached victory, a win, whatever that looked like for them, like it was a possibility, like a maybe type of thing, when it was already a promise. Listen, God will open doors for you, but how you walk through that door matters. How you walk through that door is on you. Some people tiptoe through the door. God opens it and they kind of shrink. They second guess themselves. They don't walk through. with faith. And faith isn't just about believing that a door will open. Faith is about how you move through that door once it's open. Do you walk in like you belong? Do you step forward boldly knowing you were called to this moment? Do you keep striking? Do you keep building? Do you keep showing up until the victory is all the way complete? Because here's the truth. God does not do partial victories. If you show up halfway, you get halfway results. If I show up halfway, I get halfway results. So here's what this means for us. Here's what this means for you. Here's what this means for me. If we're building something, we got to keep building. We got to keep building. We got to build it like we know it's already blessed. If we're healing from something, we have to keep healing. We have to move like people who have faith that our healing is happening. If we're believing for something, we have to keep believing. We have to act like it's already in motion. If we're putting our voice out there, we have to keep putting our voice out there. We have to keep speaking. We have to keep making the content. We have to speak like someone or like people who know that they're supposed to be heard. We can't hesitate. No more hesitation. No more half-stepping. No more stopping at strike 3. We need to strike 5, 6, 7 times. We need to be bold because how we approach our opportunities matter. That's what this story tells me. How we approach our opportunities really matters. And it's not just about stopping too short. It's not just about losing faith or losing hope. It's about, are we doing just the minimum, hesitating, embracing? Are we holding back a little bit? So you have 2 choices. You can hold back, play it safe, assume that good enough is enough. Or you can decide right now that you're going to be the person who moves with full faith. Not because it's easy, not because you see every step ahead, but because you refuse to let hesitation rob you of what was already meant for you. You're going to walk through the doors that God opens for you because you belong there. Move like the person who knows that it's already done. Keep going, keep striking until the breakthrough is complete. The thing that I have to remember as I do this is, as I've been making content, over the years, and as I've been coaching over the years and just growing as a person, I have to remember my future isn't shaped by what's available to me, by what doors or opportunities come or don't come. It's shaped by what I have the courage to claim. It's shaped by how boldly I step. And the same is true for you. It's not about what opportunities you have. It's not about what doors open. Yes, that matters. And how are you walking through the door? So, hope this blesses you. This reminder was really good for me today. And drop a comment below. Let me know. Let me know if you're going to be walking through the door boldly moving forward. And with that, my name is Sid Scott. See you in the next one.